Have you ever just stopped and thought, why does this keep happening to me? Like you find yourself in the same kind of relationship, having the same kind of arguments over and over again. It's super frustrating, right? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that. We're going to figure out why that happens, and even better, what you can actually do about it.
So really, why do we repeat these same scenarios? It's a huge question. And the answer, well, it goes way back. It's all about something psychologists call your attachment style. Think of it like a computer program, one that was coded into you when you were a little kid, and it's still running in the background of all your relationships today, most of the time without you even realizing it.
Okay, and before we get any deeper, I want to be super clear about something. This is not about slapping labels on people. We're not here to put you or your partner or anyone else into some kind of rigid box. No way. Instead, I want you to think of this as a map. It's your personal relationship map. It doesn't define you, it just shows you the terrain.
So what is this map, really? Well, at its core, it's a survival program. It's something you learned as a kid just to get your needs met. I mean, think about it. You were brilliant. You figured out what worked. If crying really loud got you attention, you learned, okay, I gotta turn up the volume. But if crying got you ignored, you learned, all right, better to be quiet. That's the program. It was your best strategy at the time. And this whole system, this entire map, is built on the answers your little kid brain came up with for just two really big questions. The first one is basically, am I worthy of love? Am I good enough? And the second one is, can I count on other people? Are they going to be there for me? The way you answer those questions without even knowing you were asking them, well, that shaped everything. All right, so how does this programming actually show up in your life today? Well, it really kicks into high gear whenever you feel a threat to your connection with someone you care about. And I'm not talking about a physical threat. I'm talking about the fear of being left or misunderstood or abandoned. To our brains, that feels like a life or death situation. So let's look at the four main programs that can get triggered in those moments. Okay, first up, we've got the secure style. Now, you can think of this as kind of like the home base of attachment. And let's be clear, this does not mean being perfect. Not at all. It's more about having this deep down underlying belief that, hey, I'm okay, I'm worthy of love, and people will generally be there for me when I need them. So if you're running the secure program, your fundamental belief is something like, I'm good and you're good. So when a fight happens, and believe me, fights always happen, there's no immediate panic. The go-to strategy isn't to run away or attack, it's to move towards your partner to fix the connection. It sounds like, hey, something feels off between us. Can we talk about it? See, the goal isn't to win the argument, it's to get back to feeling close again. Okay, now let's switch gears and look at the anxious style. This program often gets written when, as a kid, your caregiver was, well, inconsistent. You know, sometimes they were right there for you, super warm and loving, and other times, they were just gone or distracted. So what did you learn? It's actually a brilliant adaptation. You learned that to get your needs met, you had to get loud. You had to keep trying, keep signaling until you got their attention. And that experience from childhood creates this really deep fear of being abandoned. So as an adult, when that program gets triggered, the main strategy is to cling, to hold on tight, even to relationships that might not be great for you. That phrase on the screen, that's not being dramatic. That is the genuine, raw terror of that little kid part of you that truly believes, if you leave, I won't survive.
When that program kicks in, your whole nervous system just goes into overdrive. It's a state called hyperactivation. A good way to think about it is like your internal smoke detector is just stuck on, blaring even when there's no fire. It's constantly scanning for threats. And what does that look like? It looks like obsessing, thinking, where are they? What did I do wrong? It's checking your phone 1,000,000 times. It might even look like picking a fight just to get some kind of reaction that proves, okay, phew, they still care.
All right, let's look at a totally different kind of program now, the avoidance style. This one often develops when a kid learns that showing their needs or having big feelings, well, it doesn't go over so well. Maybe it gets them dismissed or ignored or even punished. So they learn a really powerful lesson. It's not safe to need people. I have to rely on myself and only myself. So the internal motto for this program becomes, I'm fine on my own. And look, as a survival strategy for a little kid, that is incredibly effective. It's a shield. But in adult relationships, it can lead to something called the peace of the desert. You know, it's quiet, but nothing grows there. You're safe from getting hurt, sure, but you're also completely, totally alone. So the strategy here is called deactivation. And it's basically the exact opposite of what we just talked about. When things get too emotionally intense, the nervous system just shuts down. It's like someone literally pulled the plug on the emotional circuit board. This looks like shutting down and not talking, retreating into work or a hobby, and feeling like your partner's need for closeness is, well, it feels like a trap. It feels like a threat to your freedom.
And that brings us to the last one, the disorganized style. Now, this is the most complex of the four, and it often comes from a background of trauma, where a child's caregiver was both the source of safety and the source of fear. I want you to just imagine that for a second. The very person you're supposed to run to for comfort is also the person you need to run away from to be safe.
I mean, what do you do in that situation? It's an impossible choice for a little kid. There is no good strategy. There's no single program that works. Part of you desperately needs to get close to survive, but another part is terrified that closeness means danger. So the whole system gets stuck in this painful, confusing push-pull. It's that classic come here, now go away feeling. So when someone with this program gets stressed in a relationship, it can feel completely overwhelming. Their reaction can look chaotic from the outside because their nervous system is literally trying to run away and get closer at the exact same time. It's like slamming on the gas and the brake. So they might just freeze, like a deer in headlights, or they might lash out and then immediately withdraw. It is an incredibly painful and confusing place to be. Okay, so let's just take a breath and recap this really quickly. When things get stressful, the secure style moves toward their partner. The anxious style chases after them. The avoidant style pulls away. And the disorganized style can get stuck in a confusing mix of all of it. But, and this is the most important part of this whole thing, these are not you. These are not your identity. They are just learned strategies. They are states you go into, and because they were learned, guess what? They can be unlearned. They can be changed. All right, so we've looked at the map, we've seen the old programming. Now for the best part. How do we actually use this map to get somewhere new? This is where we go from just understanding the code to actually having a choice. This is where it gets really powerful. So the next time you feel it, you know that feeling, that powerful urge to either run away and shut down or to grab on and not let go, I want you to just try one thing. Pause, just for a single breath, and instead of just reacting, ask yourself this one simple, kind question. What old childhood part of me just got scared? That question right there, that's the key that unlocks everything. It shifts you out of autopilot. So here's how you can put that into practice. It's a simple 3-step process. 1, stop. 2, ask. 3, choose. So let's say your partner says they need some space tonight, and that old program starts screaming, "Oh no, they're leaving me!" Step 1, stop. Just stop. Don't send that frantic text, just take a breath. Step 2, ask. Okay, what's happening here? Ah, that's my anxious program kicking in. It's scared of being abandoned. And then, step 3, choose. You are an adult now. You can remind yourself of that, and you can choose a new response. Maybe you text back, "Sounds good, have a great night, talk tomorrow." And just like that, you've taken back control. Look, if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. Your style isn't you. It's not a life sentence. It's just the route you learned in childhood because it was the only one you knew. But now you have the map. And you, the adult you are today, get to be the one who charts a new course. You get to decide where you want to go next.